Hello everyone and welcome to the grand finale of Super Mario Bros. 3 on the Super Nintendo. I am one wild sheep yet again, and now it's time to do our assault on the castle of Koopa. We are going through Darkland and we are going to take down King Koopa, Bowser himself. And this entire world, for the most part, consists almost entirely of these altar level sort of deals, like this tank, for example. And this is one of the few appearances of the Doom Tank. I think the Doom Tank also reappears in Super Mario 3D World as well. It's not referenced that much, which is a shame, because I like the idea of having an entire military tank, and you have to platform through the bullets and hellfire that has just been sent towards you. But for the most part, the majority of this world are levels like this, so the levels themselves, they're not everyone's cup of tea, but they are some of the hardest challenges in the entire game if you don't know what you're doing. I don't find them nearly as hard as, say, some of the levels in World 7, but again, it all depends on the player. Some people I know of prefer World 7 stages to these levels because they find these levels too difficult in comparison, but I don't see it. But anyway, yeah, this is all there is. But you don't have to fight a Koopaling or anything like that at the end of each of these Doom Ship levels because, well, let's face it, we took out all 7 Koopalings. It's just Bowser himself, and we don't fight Bowser multiple times either. Well, what do we fight at the end of these fantastic Doom Ship / Doom Tank levels? Well, we're going to see. We're all going to see. And oh my god. Bloody donuts everywhere. Luigi is scared. Oh no. Seriously, this you can get quite terrifying though with the sheer amount of bullets that get sent your way, and the gigantic ass bullet as well that gets shot at a cannon is just frustrating. And a boomerang brother? A lone boomerang brother is controlling this entire fleet. Seriously. Are you kidding me right now? Oh, okay, fine. Fine, I whatever you say, game. Whatever you say. But yeah, this world is kind of annoying in terms of just progression, because there's not really much to talk about in terms of the levels themselves, because they all sort of go under the same sort of pattern. Although that one question mark block that I sort of ignored, you can go into that and it will give you either a super mushroom or a fire flower, I believe. Or is it a raccoon leaf? Well, it's either a fire flower or raccoon leaf, one of the two. Well, it's only those two options they can give you, but I forget which. But overall, this Doom Ship right here is actually probably one of the easiest ones, just because it's so easy to cheese. Because if you want to, you can swim in underneath the ship inside that ginger beer, I think. I actually don't know what the ocean's meant to be, but I'm gonna call it ginger beer because it looks like it. But yeah, you can actually swim underneath all these boats if you're good enough, and skip the entire platform in the stage. Why am I not doing that? For one thing, it's cheap to do that, and the stage isn't really so difficult as to I need to do it. And the fact that, well, let's face it, you don't want to see. If you want to see a Mario playthrough, you want to see someone get through the stages normally, with the exception of the stages where the player just despises World 7. But yeah, same, you know how it goes. Anyway, the bob-ombs are really dangerous in World 8 in particular, because they throw tons of bob-ombs at you, and obviously bob-ombs have an explosion that lasts for a few seconds, and I always have trouble trying to detect the explosion of the bob-ombs, so when you see a bob-omb, just run from it. I'm getting sick and tired of saying bob-omb, but, you know, they are da bomb, I guess. At least a lot of people seem to think so, because bob-ombs do reappear later on in the series. This isn't their last appearance at all. But there's more to this world than just Doom Ship levels, I will say. There are normal stages, and you see those weird pits up there? Well, if you walk over these, I could have skipped all these levels entirely if I wanted to, but if you can walk over these pits, there's a random % chance you get dragged down into them. I guess this sort of represents hell and get dragged down to hell. But each of these levels you can get dragged down into are just mini levels where you can get an item at the end, and then for the most part they're pretty easy. There's no real reason why you should die too much to them. I do die quite a bit in these levels in particular, but I think I was just getting tired when I was playing this, when I was running through it, because I did this entire game in one sitting, with the exception of World 7 because of technical issues. And also, yes folks, this world is shaped like a heart. I kid you not, it's shaped like a heart. It's terrifying. And you see me use the P-Wing. This is how not to use the P-Wing, because if you fly too far up into the sky, well, you die. I don't know what kills you. It's just evil. So what I recommend is not flying over the level of this one. Pick up a fire flower and just burn all the enemies you see. Unless, of course, the enemies sort of kill you. In that case, don't burn them. Just try and avoid them as best as you can. This is not that bad a gauntlet either. It's just a mini gauntlet filled with enemies. If you know how to deal with the enemies, you can get through just fine. The only reason I'm doing badly here is because I'm playing like an absolute tool. To say the least. But hey, for beating this, you do get a raccoon feather, so... Raccoon leaf. So I recommend doing that if you want it. You don't need to do these levels though, like I said, they are completely optional. A lot of the levels in this game are completely optional actually, so you don't need to do a 100% run of this stage at all. Now, for this one by here, I do kind of recommend flying, because this is a cheap level. And unlike the bridge in Mario Brothers 1, the cheaps in this are actually have a chance of killing you. So, yeah, I decided, screw it, I'm going to fly over them. The level doesn't really scroll, so you can see the entire level design as I'm going. Aha, screw your cheaps. I really despise that fish, though. It's such a cheap level design, enemy design even. But hey, I have to say the ringing of the P-Wing is driving me mad, though. Shut up! Oh, I only want to fly around, but no. Ugh. How frustrating. Anyway, make sure you have a raccoon leaf for this, because this is the hardest Doom Ship stage in the entire game. I guess the last one technically wasn't the last Doom Ship stage, because this is the last Doom Ship. But, well, as you can see, it's going extremely fast, as in, you need to be on your toes. You need to know when to jump some. You need to be pixel perfect, because if you're not, well, you're gonna die. You're gonna really die. Seriously, this stage by here is really treacherous. Frustrating. Although, it is very climactic, I will say that. All of World 8, I will say it's kind of bland in that there's not really much going on in terms of anything new. It's still same old stuff, just ramped up in difficulty, but overall, World 8 is climactic, I'll give you that. It does give you that whole end of game feel. It does feel like, okie dokie, we're heading to the end, which I think is good. I like it when games sort of give you that feeling of finality when you're playing through. Although I still don't understand why they got generic enemies being, like, at the command of these ships. Like, I guess it makes sense with Boom Boom, because Boom Booms tend to be generals in Bowser's army, I guess. You could say that, but come on, really? A boomerang, brother? Throwing your socks at me? Jesus Christ. Why is that? Why is a boomerang, brother, the end-all, be-all of Bowser's last defense? It just bugs me. But anyway, there are normal stages in this world, so... And of course, me being me, I died a lot, so I'm just gonna fly over it. Screw your level, you can suck my dick. Of course, if you do fly all the way up to the top by here, and open up this gigantic question mark block, there's 3 extra lives you can pick up, so I would recommend flying up here and doing so, because extra lives is good. The more extra lives you'll have, well, the better, the more chances you have to survive. But yeah, a lot of the platforming is really at its hardest in this world, so that's why I'm kind of abusing P-Wings. A lot of people will abuse P-Wings, and I honestly recommend it if you're bad at the game. But of course, an extra 2 1-ups, oh boy. As you can see, I did lose quite a bit of lives in this world. I started off with 44 and I got 37 with collecting an extra 5 in this one stage, so trust me, if you don't know what you're doing, you're gonna die. If you know what you're doing, and you're bad at doing it, you're gonna die. True story. Anyway, nighttime. Okay, so we're in a brightly lit desert at night, so it's quite a neat change of pace, I guess. How is a desert brightly lit at night? How is a desert nighttime with the sun out? What the? There's so much logic fail going on here. Nintendo. Although the angry sun isn't that big a threat. He's just as much as a threat as he was back in World 2. Just learn to jump at the right time, and honestly, he keeps missing you. Oh, you want some Luigi, do you, son? Well, bye-bye. Oh. Seriously, why isn't the world burning up, though, in the presence of the sun? Because, in theory, the entire planet should be exploding right now. But Nintendo logic, I guess. I'm still baffled by the fact it was nighttime, it was brightly lit, and there was the sun out at nighttime. Is that even possible? To have the sun out and have it look like nighttime, have just black sky? I don't know. Anyway, this warp pipe by here that you can take, well, it's kind of pointless because you can just skip the warp pipe and just move forward anyway, but yeah, there you go. Here we go, folks. The last fortress of the game. I did originally say the last fortress was in World 7. I lied. But this one's a bit of a maze. You need to figure out the correct way to go to get through this fortress, and it's I don't like it. I'm not a big fan of this fortress, I'm not gonna lie, because you need to be pretty precise with a lot of things, and you got a lot of nuclear waffles to deal with, and it's not that big deal. Also, be careful of these swamps, they can catch you off guard if you don't know what you're doing. But yeah, for the most part, it's the same old stuff you've seen beforehand, so yeah, just go through the doors until you find the right way to go. I don't think I get this stage done in the quickest route that I can get it done in, but actually, yeah, this stage goes on for quite a while if I remember. But I do recommend getting something like a fire flower or the raccoon leaf, or just anything to keep you in super mode for quite a bit of time, because you're going to need the super power up in order to get through this. Well, you don't need it, but I recommend it, because, you know, like, I think there's, if you can get a super leaf, I believe there's a super leaf in this question mark block by you. Yeah, it is. I think you need this in order to get to the end of the stage. I think. Or at least it makes the jumps easier, so. Okay, you don't need it, but it makes the jumps easier, so get hold of this if you can. And a power. Hey, a power star. I have no idea what the power star is for, but yay, I guess. Fuck your boy, you can suck Ouija's dick. I'm invincible, and you can't touch me. Oh. Yeah, just be careful. I always get confused on which entrances to go through. This is my least played fortress in the game. So, yeah, good luck. And oh, I got goombad by a dead Koopa. I got goombad by a dead Koopa, I should say. Not Koopa'd by a dead Koopa, because that would make sense. Logic. Anyway, what you're going to want to do is actually, this P switch by here, you're going to want to hit it. This is the actual exit to get to the end of the... I lied, it's not the exit. This just gives you a fire flower. A bit further on is the exit. There it is. That's the exit of this entire dungeon, so... Just go through this door, wait for the P switch to end, crouch, and you'll be sent underneath all these spikes, which will lead you to the final boom boom of the game. I think. Is this the final boom boom? I could be wrong, it's one of the last boom booms anyway, but... Boop him 3 times, Bob is your uncle. And that's the final fortress of the game complete. It isn't the hardest though, the hardest was the World 7 fortress, so I wasn't lying about that. So there's that, that's that. I wonder how many times I said that in this playthrough now I think about it, because I've been saying the word that a lot. Huh. I should stop trying to say that. Jesus Christ. Anyway, onwards we go, because now we're actually in the last stretch, because, well, we got 2 more stages to go, folks. 2 more levels. And I am going a completely opposite way to those 2 more levels. There's a shortcut back to the very first area of the world. And if you're wondering what's the point of the shortcut to get back to the beginning of the world, if you get a game over, I think your levels stay cleared, but you'll be brought back to the beginning of the world, so you have to progress all the way back to where you were. It's not really much of an issue, but yeah, I don't know. Here we go. There's Bowser's castle, Koopa's castle. And it's time for the last Doom mission. Needless to say, Doom tanks, they're not that bad. Honestly, this run-up isn't that bad to take care of. It's just take your time and jump over things whenever you think you need to. Hell, your biggest threat is the bombs, which are more likely to blow themselves up than they are you. Unless, of course, you're like me and you're an idiot and you decide to go, oh, this thing's shiny. Oh, what's it do? Boom. Ow. That hurt. Mamma mia. So yeah, just be careful. Although I do like the background change. Whenever you get to this very last section of the world, I do like the fact that the background changes so you can actually see the castle. Well, the castle walls in the background, you know, it's just preparing you for your final encounter with King Koopa himself. But yeah, the final stage is actually not that difficult as well. I'm gonna admit, the final level where you go to fight Bowser isn't that big a deal. It's kind of ick. To be perfectly honest, if I'm going to be. But anyway, tank all the bullets that come at you. Get it? Because we're on a tank, and tank is a term for... just die, boom, boom. I've literally ran out of things to say now. We're at the end. Everything's repeating itself. That's probably the biggest thing I have to say about World 8. It is the most repetitive... Well, not so much repetitive. It is the most tedious of the world to get through in terms of levels. You know, everything's samey. It's literally auto-scroll the world. Fortunately though, there's no auto-scroll in this stage because we're now at the final stretch, and be careful from the get-go, run as fast as you can because those Bowser turrets will shoot lasers at you. If you get hit by a laser, you're gonna die. So there's that. Of course, be careful as well but there because that's a bottomless pit and the fire's walking towards you. I think we see fire that walks towards you earlier on in the game as well. And there's a one up there if you need it. Now, if you have Super Mario, as in or Super Luigi, your big form, you'll actually be able to clip through that wall, but I like going the normal way anyway, because as much as clipping through the wall makes things faster, going the normal way will allow me to just simply jump across, quite casually. Honestly, this final castle is pretty casual, but, you know, it's fairly easy to get through. And pop down here if you want to get an extra mushroom, which I recommend, so... I have to say though, the Bowser posters in the background, I like them because they just give me they make me think of the army posters like, we need you for the Koopa Empire to stop all enemies that come before us. You know, it's like the really awesome war posters, you know. Anyway, jump right here because that laser turret will probably hit you if you continue moving forward, and this is it folks, this is the last stretch. Now, you can skip this entire sequence if you go to the area above this. Before, you know, the area above where you get the raccoon tail. But I don't do that because I want to show off the Mario 1 callback. Because that's all this is. This is just a callback to Super Mario Bros. 1, which makes sense. This is the end of the trilogy of the original Mario series. After this, the game stopped getting numbered, which is quite weird. And here he is, the big bad Bowser himself. Now, Bowser himself is going to act like Mario Bros. 1 Bowser, and he's going to shoot fireballs at you. But every now and then, he's going to do a ground pound. Ground pounding is his way to attack you, his primary way to attack you, and it's your solution to destroying him. Because unfortunately, unlike Mario 1, there isn't a switch or axe where you can just break down the bridge. You need him to break down the bridge for you. So, wait for him to jump out the way when he goes to jump, and allow him to break the brick platform underneath. Just do this a couple of times until he suicides, and that's all there is to it. It's actually a very easy boss fight, but the music is very climactic, and it just gives you a sense of, okie dokie, we're at the end of the game, ho ho, bye bye. So yeah, one more ground pound on that one platform, and King Koopa Bowser will be down and out, done and dusted. Now be careful though, because it is very easy for him to clip you when you are trying to jump out of this pit to get out of his way, so just be careful of that. But there we go. We have beat Super Mario Bros. 3 on the Super Nintendo, folks. Okie dokie, yahoo! We have victory! Oh yeah! Time to go and rescue the princess! Ho ho! I wonder where Mario is right now. And it just cuts to Mario eating popcorn. But anyway, through the shiny door we go. You bitch. You absolute bitch. I do not like that ending. It's just the most unenthusiastic ending ever. Our princess is another cancel. Just kidding. Oh, shut up. But that has been Super Mario Bros. 3 on the Super Nintendo, originally released on the NES. And in terms of gameplay, it is probably the culmination of everything up until this point. It's like the ultimate finale. This is the end of the original Mario series, folks. The Mario games obviously continue, and they spawned a big empire, but yeah, this is a fantastic game, and you owe it to yourself if you haven't played this game to try it out. You need to get this game somehow. Through the Wii, through the Wii U, I don't know, NES if you have one. I do really recommend everyone to play this. This is just a fantastic game. It's a fantastic experience. I'd recommend it to anyone. Now, the later levels aren't everyone's cup of tea, and it is probably one of the harder Mario games to get into if you're a new time player, so I wouldn't recommend this as your first Mario game. Your first Mario game, I probably recommend Mario World, which is also my favourite anyway, so there we go. But it is a fantastic game. The soundtrack is amazing. Nintendo keep nostalgia-ing from this game all the time, which is actually starting to get annoying at this point, because I'm getting sick of seeing this game. If I want to play Mario 3 Nintendo, I'll play Mario 3. Give us something new. Or nostalgia Mario World for a change, you know? But that's it. A fantastic experience, and with that, folks, that has been this LP. A fantastic time I've had making this LP. I hope you've all enjoyed. And I'll catch you all next time in one of my next LPs, which is actually going to be Spider-Man from this point, folks. My next LP is Spider-Man. That isn't ongoing. So with that, folks, thank you all for watching. Hope you all enjoyed. Don't be sheepish, people, and I'll catch you all then. Bye!